Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. Definitely more my wheelhouse. Looks like we're back in the eastern US, and not only that, it's looking like it's pretty tropical. The first thing I noticed here is looks like we have a Strangler Fig. That is so awesome. This is one I don't see in Geoguessr hardly ever, because you only get it in certain areas of Florida. It's very tropical. It's called the Strangler Fig because it actually does strangle other trees. And actually you can see it's completely kind of like wrapped around this oak here. Wow, and this live oak tree that it's growing on also has a ton of air plants. Look at that. These are actually bromeliads in the genus Tillandsia. Yeah, these kind of air plants you'll only see in peninsular Florida in the US. So if you see that on some branches, you know that's where you are. Wow, we have palms everywhere. Looks like we have a pine tree out there as well. There's so much going on here. Because some of these air plants have really long, narrow leaves. I'm thinking this could be southern needleleaf airplant. There's also one called Bartram's airplant that looks pretty similar. Wow, the Strangler Fig and the live oaks covered in air plants. This is spectacular. Definitely thinking we're in the southern part of peninsular Florida. Maybe somewhere around Fort Myers is what I'm thinking. But let's go for it. Oh my gosh, let's go. Yes. So just southeast of Fort Myers. Very nice, dude. Oh wow, this is amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. First impressions tell me we're somewhere in the eastern United States. Whenever I see this many deciduous trees especially. Ooh, looks like we might have a pawpaw here. Pretty common understory tree you can find in a lot of areas of the eastern US. They really like that rich, moist soil that you'll find in the understory of these deciduous forests. You often find them along streams and in bottomlands. But a really great tree. Wow, this tree has very pale bark. Also looks very smooth. I'm wondering if this is a American beech. I'm pretty sure it is. Also, we have those horizontal branches, which is quite common on the American beech. Oh wow, check this out. Looks like we have some jewelweed here. That's amazing. This is one of my favorite flowers, and I don't think I've ever seen it in Geoguessr before. It's a beautiful wildflower that you'll see in the understory of rich deciduous forest out east, especially in like wet, swampy areas. And they're a great hummingbird plant too. This is a really cool one. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Dutchman's pipe. I see those 3 leaves there. This is another really rather common plant that you'll see in the understory of these moist deciduous forests. This is a pretty tough one actually, but judging by the lack of conifers, I think somewhere in this region right here, either Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, or Kentucky is a pretty safe bet. I think I'll actually go for southeastern Ohio on this one. Looks like we're somewhere like in a lush valley or a bottomland near a river. Maybe in some national forest. I think Wayne National Forest might be a good idea. Let's pick something like this and see how it goes. Oh, nice. So it's Maryland. That makes total sense. Okay, we're definitely out west. Okay, this one's looking like California because right here I can already tell we have gray pine, one of my new favorite pines that I learned about through Geoguessr. Very cool pine that you can only find in certain areas around the Central Valley of California, especially on the slopes surrounding the Central Valley. So that's a good one to see. This one might be blue oak. So I see that tinge of blue in the foliage here. And I think that's one that you can find growing alongside gray pine, if I'm not mistaken. Very cool. We have some species of juniper here. Very nice, very nice. It's a really beautiful landscape. I love the contrast of the tan with the bluish green of the oaks and even that darkish green with the juniper. A lot of cool colors. Looks like we have a yucca right here, also with bluish leaves. Not sure what species. It's a very unique plant community, and you could probably find this in a lot of areas around the Central Valley. I think I'm gonna go with some of these mountains to the south of San Jose. Yeah, maybe something like this. Let's try this out. Nice, not too bad. Man, that's some really red soil. Look at that. And looks like we also have, is this some post oak or something? What is this? Let me look at those leaves. Oh yeah, definitely post oak. Has a very characteristic shape to the leaves. After you've seen it a few times, it's pretty easy to identify, especially when you take into account its stature too. Pretty low growing, they tend to look a little scraggly. And post oak is a very drought tolerant species, so whenever I see post oak like this, it makes me think we're in a pretty dry environment. Ooh, what's this here? It's actually a yucca, I believe. Almost thought that was grass for a second, but it's some species of yucca with really narrow leaves. So I know that post oak can be found in a lot of areas, but especially in certain areas of Texas and Oklahoma. I have an idea that this could be the area of Oklahoma, very unique, called the Wichita Mountains. Maybe in the northern part, like this road, right here perhaps? Oh, nice! Okay, so it was Oklahoma, right south of Oklahoma City actually. Look at that. Not too bad, not too bad.